Hello, Peoria. Welcome to Fight Talks, brought to you by PeoriaLife.com. The time has finally come. It is fight week in Peoria, and we have some fantastic guests. We have 3 fighters that are going to be fighting in Friday's Midwest Showdown, July 26th. Doors open at 6:30. This is at the Civic Center in Exhibition Hall B. $20 today, $22 at the door. Let me first welcome Dylan Jackson. No, Dylan Baitinger. Sorry, I've got so many different names I'm looking at here. Welcome, Dylan. How are you, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fantastic. So I hear you are 16 years old, fighting at 151 welterweight, right?
Yes, sir.
This is going to be your first bout?
It will. Yeah, it'll be my first fight. Yeah.
Dude, that's phenomenal. What made you want to go into that?
Just fighting in general, or just like serious?
You want to do an amateur fight, like an amateur bout?
I mean, I got in and I just wanted to learn how to like box and just strike in general because I've always been like a wrestler, but I started to really like it, and I felt like I kind of adapted a little bit. Like I like learning, I like picking up new things, and I heard there was a fight at the Civic Center, so I'm here.
I'd say that's about as big as it gets. Like having a boxing match at the Civic Center is phenomenal. This is something I've been waiting for years to happen in Peoria, and we're finally getting what we deserve at the hands of Michael Price. Let me introduce our other guests down here. We've got Milo, 14 years old, fighting out of Core Fitness. We also have Var Milo, 17. So Tay is on the left, Var is on the right. And we have Dad David Russell, also coach, sitting there in the middle. Tay, I asked you a question and you blew my mind. How many bouts do you have?
I got 40. They're coming up with 41st.
And how old are you again?
14.
14 years old. This kid has 40 bouts. Like, that's incredible, man. That's amazing work.
Yeah.
And Var, when we were talking, you're 17 years old. You got 28 bouts in right now. What's your win-loss on those?
29. 28.
You said 20-8? That's awesome, man. Like anytime if you're betting 600 in the big leagues, you'd be the highest paid player there is. So and David, so I was curious. Do you just train your boys, or do you coach anybody else?
I help out with other fighters from now and then, but it's most of the time it's just them two.
Yeah, and what are you looking to do there? Was this like something that kind of grew in you? Like you were boxing, you had this knowledge, you wanted to share it with your boys? Talk me through that a little bit.
I never boxed. I was just a huge fan of the sport. But when they were kids, I just wanted them to try out everything. And once we went into boxing, they excelled very well. Far from all the others. They excelled in everything that they did, but boxing, they just stood out the most. So, we get stuck with it.
I mean, I can tell you things I like about boxing, especially for youth. You're not going to be smoking because that's going to mess you up. Not going to be doing any drinking. Like, you're staying on the straight and narrow. You're getting your cardio in. You're going to sleep good. You're going to be eating healthy. Like, I love seeing youth that get really into boxing.
Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication and sacrifices as well.
Yeah, and so Tay, tell me about what that's been like for you. Like, how long have you been boxing for?
I've been boxing since I was 8, so more than 5 years now.
Man, what was the thing that got you in the ring that you were like, hey, you know what? It's time for me to go and have my first amateur bout. What was that thing that made you feel prepared?
Mainly because, like,
Are you guys there?
Yeah, their feed froze. They have that Wi-Fi issue I talked about earlier.
All right, let's go back, Dylan.
So Yeah, Dylan.
Same question, man. Like, what got you into? I know you were doing some wrestling work previously, and that kind of led you into boxing. And I was just actually having a really good conversation with the wrestling coach over at Eureka, and we were talking about how wrestling makes just a phenomenal foundation for MMA, but we were trying to figure out how it translated into boxing and why so many wrestlers have had such a challenge going into the striking art. And I think like a Ben Askren, somebody like that, who he walks in against a George Masvidal and he's got his number immediately. He knows exactly where his head's going to be. Like, he trained for it. So how do you think your wrestling translates into boxing?
My hips. My hips, my balance, like I said, it's a boxing, wrestling, fighting. It's all like a one person sport. It's not like it's you versus your opponent. It's not like you don't have to depend on your team. You don't have to worry about everything else. There's nobody else to blame other than yourself. So it's like, I already kind of felt that before. So then that I feel like that's helping me more with boxing too, just picking up new things, knowing that I work on my own mistakes, not the team as like a whole. So my hips, that experience, that's what's helping me. But other than that, nothing.
What do you think is the most difficult transition piece moving from wrestling into boxing?
I don't even know. Just for for me, it was just like when I went into boxing, it was more like forget everything and just like forget literally everything. And you have to make us. I'm not worried about my legs anymore. That was the main weird thing for me. Like boxing, I'm not worried about my legs. Like it was tough to develop like a even close to a boxing stance because I wasn't. That was the main thing that was like tough for me.
Yeah, I for me it was all the footwork that I found transitioning. So I did like Taekwondo growing up. I have a black belt in Taekwondo, a little bit of judo, sprinkles of jujitsu, and then a ton of Muay Thai. And just the footwork transition I found was just crazy. And then you step into the boxing realm, and from Muay Thai. So just for me going to Taekwondo into Muay Thai was a whole thing. And then transitioning into boxing from that, it was like, wow, just kind of blew my mind. And then I was talking to, Anthony Holloway, and he was telling me that he used to do dance. Like he did dance for years. And like, that was just such a, tremendous, confidence and core building thing for him, man. Like, say,
I feel like the hardest thing was like, when I first started wanting to like learn how to like even punch or like kick, I took up like kickboxing first. Like I just taught myself kind of how to kickbox. So like MMA is very tough, but it's like boxing is just boxing. Like you have to be good at boxing. There's no like making up for anything. You can't have a strong wrestling background and then just like mid striking. So you have to know how to box. So that was something that was just tougher for me, I guess, but that's really anybody.
So that's a really good point, because when I think about it anyways, like when you've got in an MMA ring, because that place is just totally different. If you take the best wrestler in the world against the best striker in the world, there's a strong possibility when you look at those matchups, the wrestler is almost always going to get the striker down on the ground.
For sure.
The times when that hasn't happened has been guys like Chuck Liddell, just impossible to take down.
Heavyweight's just a weird division, so like that's heavyweight for you. Like
true on Israel Adonizé, like he's another guy. Is he like you can't take him down, and if you do, it's like, do you even really want to? Do you really want to go on the ground with that guy?
It's weird. A lot of heavyweights can just like stand up. Like
he's got those big, long, crazy limbs too. So when he like gets him in there, like he gets those chokes in so fast.
Yeah.
So wait, are you gonna make a transition into MMA at some point?
Oh damn. So I'm 16 right now. So my plan is I'm going to high school for like my senior year, right? And I'm gonna wrestle and then whether I go to college or not, after that I'm gonna do some MMA because I love fighting.
Yeah. So where are you going to school right now?
Metamora High School.
Metamora High School, my man. So did anybody know that you're going to be fighting on Friday?
Yeah, I got a decent amount of people coming.
Yeah. How's it make you feel?
Oh, I'm real excited. I'm just happy I get to do something like this. That's what's, because I mean, not a lot of people can do this or say that they have done something like this. So I'm grateful. More
Yeah.
than anything.
I say you got a lot of great people around you. I mean, the fact that you're able to go to the Civic Center for your first bout, man, you're going to make it's just a phenomenal memory for you and any family you have later in life. And I mean that's what got me into mixed martial arts. Like I wanted to do the hardest thing that I could possibly think of and the scariest thing I could think of.
Right.
And it was MMA. Like the first video I ever saw of mixed martial arts was this dude breaking his leg in half on a checked low leg kick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, I'm never ever gonna do that. That looks like the dumbest thing. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't know, years later, I'm like, you know what? I need to do it. I need to just get in the ring, just get one done, and then I'm gonna have it forever.
And the amount of like, and genuinely, I don't care who you are, what you look like. Like if you can step into a ring like that with somebody else and just feel that pressure of just even the moment, you have my respect at least. Like that takes a lot of balls to do something like that. So
well, they've heard me say it a ton of times, like boxing, combat sports, all of it is the greatest chess match in the world. Like these are our modern day gladiators.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do after high school?
Well, that's the thing. It's either I want to fight. I love fighting. I want to do MMA. So after high school, it's either if I'm getting a scholarship to a good college, I'll go to college. I'll wrestle, get that real like wrestling experience, especially in college, and then I'll move straight on from there and go to MMA.
Yeah, that's actually one of the things we've been talking about. When I first got into mixed martial arts in 2016, I knew a ton of wrestlers, a ton of guys that were, I mean, they were at the top of their game, 1 to 3 time state champions, and they wanted to go on to the next level. And then they went to college, had a good time there, made tons of friends. And then it just kind of died. And it was like, what is there for our people after that collegiate level? Mm-hmm. And you look at guys like Kurt Angle, like, maybe you get yourself into the Olympics, but or Tyrone Woodley. But then it's the same thing. What do you do once that's over? It's a pretty short ride.
Yeah.
So a lot of the guys I work with, they're saying like MMA, like these guys should be, they've got everything that they need to be just rock star mixed martial artists. Yep. So we need to be pointing more people in that direction.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree because that was always my thing with like wrestling. Like, what am I going to do after that? I see them maybe go to the Olympics, and that's like maybe you have to be like amazing. So it's like I'm not saying that I couldn't do that. I'm very confident in whatever I put my mind to, but it's like at the end of the day, what is after that?
What about WWE? Do something like that.
That would be crazy. I mean, that was the main thing about like the Civic Center was like I've always watched like the WWE at the Civic Center, and now I'm gonna be that ring. Like I don't know, it's just insane to me and surreal. So I'm very excited more than anything. I can't wait.
So who's your favorite fighter nowadays? I know.
Oh.
And you can split it up by discipline if you want to. You can break it down however you want.
Okay, are we going like boxing, or are we going like MMA? Because like MMA.
I think if you've got a, like for me, like I would probably like if you asked me my favorite actor, I would give you my top 3 male and top 3 female actors and actresses. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
So whatever you think is worth mentioning, whoever's influenced you.
Influence wise, and this is gonna be, it's got to be influence wise has to be Conor McGregor. Love or hate him, you cannot deny that he can put on a show, and he
can.
He went on one of, if not the greatest run ever, besides I would say arguably John Jones. Conor McGregor went on an insane rampage and was damn near unstoppable for a few years. So that had a big thing. And I was always a Conor McGregor fan. Like when I was a kid, I watched him lose to Nate Diaz, like his first year, and I cried. I literally cried my ass off. My dad was,
Lots of people surprisingly lost to Nate Diaz. You have to understand the kid's a monster. Well, he's old now, but he's a monster.
oh
Dude,
yeah,
his boxing back in the day, man. Nate Diaz used to just be silly, man. He'd be throwing these like old school.
yeah. No,
I love that stuff.
it works. The slap,
He's got
all
that
that.
crazy reach, so he can just
Mhm.
and he's a black belt in
He's
jiu-jitsu,
durable.
so nobody wants to go on the ground with him because
Oh, yeah.
he's got those long, lengthy limbs. He's super strong.
Oh yeah.
But you can't stay standing up with him. If you stay standing up, he's just gonna throw strikes at your face all day. And you're not gonna touch him.
And that's the thing with him, that fight he had with Conor where Conor lost. It was just the fact that if you rewatch that fight, Conor was those early rounds he was just straight up giving it to him. But it's like, oh wait, no, I'm talking about their second fight. Their first fight, it was just Conor got tired in the second, bro, and Nate doesn't get tired. He does not get tired. He just keeps going.
You've ever taken one of those shots that's just knocked the fight out of you?
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like maybe he was already a little dehydrated. Once he got into the second round, that dehydration really set in.
Yeah.
And then it just seemed to me like he took a power shot and he was just kind of a different fighter after that. And honestly, it might have just been a bunch of jabs because those jabs, man, he was just laying them in there.
They had a crazy one too, a crazy one too.
What's your reach? I'm curious.
Okay, it's actually crazy. I'm max 5'8". I got a 72-inch reach.
72-inch reach.
My arms
6
are pretty
feet.
long, so it's
Oh wow,
So-
you have long arms.
I'm gonna say I'm a square. My arms are as wide as I am tall. So
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I would be 6 feet if I was as tall or as tall as my arms. So.
we were talking to Coach Bell down at KOK, and he was mentioning Tommy Hearns and how he was working with Manuel Stewart up in Detroit. And I didn't know anything about Tommy Hearns. I was just listening and learning, and then I found this hour-long documentary, and holy crap! He brought 4 division titles, unified them. He had just a huge number of bouts. He had a 78-inch reach, and he had this just sniper of a right hand where he would throw this left hand, take away your vision, just reposition, and then whoa! Just throw out this right, and then boom, everybody was just gone all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So what about in boxing? Do you find is Conor McGregor that same kind of influence in boxing, or do you have somebody else there?
I would like to say, probably as of right now, it would have to be Tank. I mean, we're relatively the same height, same size almost, and he's a southpaw, so I like to watch a lot of his fights, and his last fight was amazing. I love watching that. But other than that, yeah, it probably would be Conor McGregor still.
Hey, what about wrestling? Do you have any
Ooh, I mean, my biggest inspiration was always my coach as a kid. I wasn't really interested in learning, watching wrestling. I just wanted to come to practice and wrestle. So it was definitely my coach, TJ Williams. Shout out TJ Williams.
I appreciate you dropping that. That's awesome.
He's a Hall of Famer too. So him and his brother.
Oh, no kidding, man. We'll have to bring him on the podcast.
That'd be amazing. He'd probably love that.
Yeah, bring it on, TJ.
He's an amazing dude.
Yeah, we're going through some wrestlers right now. After we hooked up with Reverend Tyson Parks, the assistant wrestling coach at Eureka, and he's kind of opened the door to the wrestling world for us. So, let's stand by because we're gonna have some elite wrestling talent is gonna be on future podcasts here.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be back on here then too.
So, what do you like to do for fun, man? What are young punk kids doing nowadays? I'm just kidding. You're not a punk.
I play. Well, the thing is most of my ankle injuries have came from basketball.
Ooh, that'll take you back a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that I genuinely have filled my basement with punching bags and bobs, and I genuinely just love fighting. There's not really a 30-second period where I'm not up throwing some type of combo at the air. I can't. It's like a tick. It's like a tick. I'm always up. I'm always doing something. I love playing UFC 5. That game has my heart, and I believe I'm the best in the world at it. I just want to say that.
Oh no, you can't. Is it ranked? Can you get ranked in it?
You can do ranked, but the thing is okay. I'll say this. Maybe I'm not the best fully rounded. It's weird because I'm a wrestler, but I hate wrestling in that game. I'm not gonna buy a game to wrestle. That's just me. I need to sit there and just throw some punches and see a knockout. So
Yeah, I can see that too.
I play the standard bang, which is what it's called. I don't know why it's called that, but
I don't know. That kind of reminds me of that Max Holloway interview. That's how he said he learned a ton of his combinations.
Oh, yeah.
He was just going, he was just landing them in the game, and he's like, I wonder if that would work. And then he'd bring it into the gym and him his sparring partner, and like suddenly he's one of the best in the world.
No, it's insane. When I was watching that video, I thought it was insane because that wasn't like that was. I mean, obviously, I'm not anywhere near Max Holloway, but that was literally what I was doing. I was playing literally UFC 2 like years ago before I even started anything. I was just like, well, if this works, let me try it on the bag, and then you know what I mean. Like, I would just try to implement things. Not that I'm anywhere near Max Holloway, but it definitely does help, and I see exactly what he was talking about.
Oh, dude, I mean, it's all mental. Like, just something gives you a different idea for how to throw. Like I'll tell you, like yesterday, I was standing outside, and like I've been struggling with my overhand right and my right hook, just because like I don't throw a ton of them. I love my lead hook. I love my jab. So like I throw a lot with my left. So like I was just standing outside, and I was just kind of like just swinging my arm back and forth. And like I found myself getting myself into a rhythm where like I would get my arm to a certain point, and then it would feel really good, and it would kind of lock in. I'm like, oh, I think that's my motion right there. So then I just started working on that motion. Then like after 10 minutes, I'm like, holy shit, I think I found my right hook after 8 years.
Yeah, I mean it all comes with practice. I mean, like even that's something that wrestling taught me before I went into boxing, was that like it doesn't matter how many times you do something, your basic moves you need to be practicing all the time. Anything like obviously if all boxers know how to throw an uppercut, a straight, a jab, a cross, but they're still going to practice it because you need to practice things like that, and it just makes you better. So
I'm going to ask you some questions, Dylan. How much Muay Thai training have you had?
A lot. I love kickboxing.
Like Muay Thai is a little bit different from kickboxing. You use one thing, you use your knees and your elbows. You also have unique moves like the check, which is basically you lift up to block a kick, you lift up your leg. So tell me about that.
So, what I do is it's Muay Thai. So it's like I'm elbows, knees. I love being. My thing is I love being flashy. Like I'm a real like. I love spinning.
You're doing those back spinning elbows. You're doing those ones from under here.
Yeah. Yes, I love. Yeah, I'm jumping in the air and I'll hit you with one of those. Yes, I love all of that. So
I think about the 612 elbow coming back.
Is it?
Yeah, it's I think at the end of this year, end of November, they've made it legal for mixed martial arts now.
For the 12 to 6, like
12 to 6. They're bringing 12 to 6
the
back.
Tomahawk elbow.
Yeah.
That's a little. I don't know.
Wow, that thing can break your nose in.
But then again, I mean, at the end of the day, if they're allowing flying knees, why not allow an elbow? I don't know. Like I guess.
So like back in the day, that was they said a lot of the what had to do with elbow strikes was because it would create cuts on people's faces, and like you get those deep cuts, and then I mean you can't televise stuff, so there was like all these things that they're trying to take into account.
Right.
And those 12 to 6 elbows, I guess, were just like brutal for this area up here, just ruining people.
Yeah, no, for real. Taking eyebrows off.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And I don't know, man. Like when I'm throwing my elbows like this, especially if I'm doing like a ground and pound, like I find this to be a way more effective in terms of the amount of power that I get into it.
Yeah.
So like coming in with a 12 to 6, I really think is like to me, it's more superficial, cuts on the face versus like real damage you're gonna do to somebody's head or internals.
Well, I mean, you think even just about an elbow, like there's an elbow that I learned where you literally just stick it out like this and walk forward, like when they come into a combo and you're just sitting there, and if they run, elbow, as soon as you throw that up, boom, you don't even have to move in or nothing. You just keep it there. If they run into that, they're getting cut. It's an elbow, like. It's so easy.
Use that? Do you ever use that as like a parry too? Like somebody throws a mean jab and you're just like, ha ha, let me get you.
And it's like if your shoulder is covering it too, you can't really hit me from nowhere. Like I'm right here.
Oh.
If I see it, boom. And you're just running into it.
So I kid you not, there's this one movie you'd actually like, Dylan. So there's a Thai martial arts movie called Ong Bak.
Who doesn't love that movie?
What's it called? Let me write that down.
It's spelled.
Oh, dude, I was working at the movie theater when that movie came out, and then me and everybody in the movie theater got caught because we were all standing in the movie watching it for 45 minutes. There was no concessions, no ticket takers, nobody.
Wow.
Then the GM comes in, and we're all just standing there like idiots, so like on top of our brooms watching Ong Bak.
So it's spelled ONG, then BAK. It's a Thai.
ONGEAK.
Tony Jaa.
Because that movie was one movie that made me fall in love with Muay Thai.
Same.
Because the fact he does Muay Thai in that movie, but he also does amazing acrobats while doing it.
Yeah.
Well, and like the majority of the fighting in that movie is real. Like they don't pull punch it. Like it's actual fighting that's happening.
Like no wires, no fake shit. Like,
yeah.
Like I kid you not, for one stunt to make it look good, Tony Jaa actually.
Sorry about that, sir, guys.
So during one fight in one scene in that movie, Tony Jaa actually did it multiple times, even though when his legs were on fire, to get it to look right. So at the end of it, he got burns.
Oh yeah, you see the one where you jump through like the ring of razor blade or razor wire?
Yes.
Dude, that's silly. Crazy. The amount of precision that he needed to go. Anyway, yeah, we can talk all day about Tony Jaa. Yeah, premier, like one of the best Muay Thai practitioners in the world. Cool. Like I would love to see him fight Saenchai.
You guys watch a lot of like Muay Thai at all?
Yes.
I mean, I watch like the chef.
Yeah, right.
Luke Lisi, man.
Dirty, yeah.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, I trained with him a couple of times when I was doing some Muay Thai back in the day.
I'm going to ask a very controversial question. Saenchai or Buhokao Bachamek?
Are you asking me that?
Everyone.
Well, I mean, for me, it's going to be Saenchai all day.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same exact thing. I'm not going to lie.
Because Buhokao Bachamek and Saenchai are both legendary Muay Thai fighters. Like, they both changed the game forever. Basically, they did to this is just a rough analogy. What Bruce Lee did to Chinese martial arts, they kind of did to Muay Thai. But if you get in the professional sense. Like, they're like
what was that other guy in one championship? Rotang? Didn't he fight
Rod Tang.
Yeah, Mighty Mouse Man. I watched that.
That was a great fight. They did first round Muay Thai, second round MMA.
Yeah, well, dude, he does that thing where like with his chin, where like he like it looks like he's just got like an iron chin, but he's really he just flows with it. I'm like, dude, I'm getting whiplash just watching you.
Yeah, he'll sit there and just get hit.
Dude, it's crazy. Like I don't
mental
get it.
Warfare right there. It's just like putting fear into your opponent, I guess. I don't know, or it's just stupidity. With one of them.
All right, now I've got a controversial question. I mean, going back into Muay Thai, like traditional Muay Thai, Dutch Muay Thai.
Dutch.
Yes, me too.
Some of those Dutch combos damn near work every time. If you set them up correctly, they work every time. And
they're so sick. They're so much fun to train.
Yeah, all that matters is the skill to use, or not the style.
For sure. That's true. I mean, styles make matchups though. Like fight styles make matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. Like what we were talking about earlier, when you got wrestling versus pure striker versus jiu-jitsu or like a counter striker. Like Conor McGregor's counter striker all day long. Khabib is kind of the same way until he's not, until he turns on that
right.
switch and suddenly he's a pressure fighter.
Yeah.
And and once he gets on top of you, like you're
Dead.
done for.
Yeah.
Like,
No, I mean, yeah, that's Khabib right there, man. You guys watched Dustin versus Islam? You guys see that?
No, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that was a crazy damn fight. That was an amazing fight.
I imagine that. I mean, Poirier's got hands.
Yeah. It was a great fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, most of the fights that I've been watching have been like local stuff. You know, I went on Robert Bryant's YouTube page, and I was just slinging through fights of local guys, and man, there was just some like silly talent, like just some like really, really impressive stuff on there. So it just really got me to thinking, man, like, why we need to start getting more of these people out here. Like, I can't wait to see these amateur bouts on Friday. So how you feeling about Friday? You getting a little nervous at all?
As of right now, I'm literally not nervous at all.
I like that.
I
know
don't-
yourself.
I don't know how it's. Well, it's just more like I brought myself to. I know with fighting, anything can happen. I'm never just gonna be like, oh, I know for a 100% chance I'm gonna win. But then again, that's not what I'm worried about. I just know that I'm allowed to do this. I don't have to do this, so I get to do this. There's a lot of people that can't even walk, can't even see. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that wish they could do even just the little things like that. So this is something that I get to do. I'm gonna make the most out of it instead of being nervous or worrying about the outcome. I get to put on the show.
That's a great mentality. Getting to do something instead of like having to do it. Like having to go to work so that you have money in your pockets, you have gas in your car tank,
Right.
and all that fun stuff, versus getting to go to a boxing match and showcase your skill set in front of thousands of people.
Right.
And locally at the Civic Center. Oh, dude, I'm so excited for the venue, man.
I am too.
Oh yeah, I'm
Do
9.
you have anybody
So-
special you got coming in there?
What you mean, like just people in general?
Yeah, watch you fight.
I got my whole family, my friends. I got everybody that wants. I've been posting it everywhere.
What are you gonna do when you win your match?
What am I gonna do when I win my match? I really want to capture some type of like, just video, and at some point I want to be by myself at some point and just kind of take it in with myself after that. But yeah, after I win the fight, I want to take a picture, grab my phone, just look at my family. I just want to live in the moment because I don't want to forget anything.
That's awesome, and I mean, very respectable way to be looking at things. What do you want to do post fight?
After?
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, once once you're done with everything in the fight, how are you gonna unwind?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna feel
Nothing he
amazing.
can say here.
I'm gonna have to drink some fruit punch and drink some Kool-Aid pouches. Eat some Doritos. You know what I mean? Just have a little party with all my friends, man. And
Yeah, that's right. You're probably going through weight cut stuff right now, still, aren't you?
Yep.
No, you're done.
Wait.
I'm good.
Oh, that's right. You said you're already like 147 right now, so you're
Oh, yeah.
you're in, like you're ready to go.
This is
Yeah.
natural. I haven't cut no weight, so I feel great.
Oh wow.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, you're gonna be going in fresh.
Great.
Well, you being a wrestler too, you probably know exactly what it's like when you
Oh,
get
yeah.
fully dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
We talk about that a lot. I talk about it with my sister all the time. She's a physician, a family medical physician, and we talk about like the most dangerous aspects of combat sports. And I have taken the opinion that the most dangerous aspect of combat sports currently is the weight cutting and weigh-ins.
Probably.
So we have a lot of discussions about what we can do to kind of ease that and make it a little bit easier for fighters. What are your thoughts?
I learned this a lot. Do not wait till even like the last week. If you know you have something that's coming up, try to you don't have to cut all the way down and stay there, but get relatively around where you need to be and just like coast. Don't overdo it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just don't think that you can just cut all that weight in the last like week and just that's what's gonna kill you. And that's because you're not used to that. You can't be normal and train normal and then expect to fight 10 pounds lighter and be 100%. It's not. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too is dehydration. You know, a lot of these guys will dehydrate themselves in order to make those last, 5-10 pounds or whatever it is they're trying to get to. And what they find when you do that, it actually removes the fluid lining around your brain. And so when you're taking punches, it's actually hitting the side wall of your skull more frequently.
Holy God.
And that's where CTE and some of these other things become much more prevalent. So, and just having, just being well hydrated at weigh-in, because sometimes like in amateur weigh-ins are happening the same day. So if you're dehydrating to get into an amateur bout, man, and you got to fight in 4, 6, 8 hours, like, dude, you're gonna be in for it. Like that's like you could be potentially hurting yourself.
It's almost worse cutting that much weight and then putting a bunch of food back into you. Makes you slow.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I feel like I would be like I feel like I'd just be like bloated and gassy. But then like I hear like GSP talk about it, and he's like, he'll eat anything. He'll eat a bunch of chicken Alfredo and pies and pizza. I'm like, what? I mean, yes, but really?
Yeah,
I call
his muscle mass is carb dependent though. That's why he was saying that.
Well, yeah, I mean, and so many people are different. Like, I remember my coach telling me stories like, there's some, and you realize that even just wrestling, like there's some people that will sit there in a chair right before their match and just chill. And then you got people like I was always up bouncing, like getting warm, getting ready, like let's go. But there's some people that'll sit there and sleep right before, wake up for their thing, and then just go wrestle. Like there's people that are down a Mountain Dew and 2 beef jerkies and then go wrestle. Like
that's wild to me. Like that's just insane. Like, I don't know. I think about that a lot. Like when I ever get into the ring, like whatever time I have to get in the ring, I'm going to have to train for that time. If it's a 9 p.m. fight, like I'm going to have to train for myself to be ready to go at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And like, if I do that, I feel like I'll be okay. If I don't, I feel like I'm just going to be, sluggish and like maybe a little off my game.
Yeah. Either way, no matter how I feel when I wake up tomorrow or how I feel when fight time is about to, if I'm slow, I'm not making any excuses. I'm gonna pick up that extra weight that I need to pick up, and I'm gonna go fight because there's an excuse isn't gonna get me anywhere tomorrow. So we're gonna make the most of it.
I've got a way out of left field question for you, but it's a fun one.
Go for it.
So what has the greatest act of kindness that you've ever witnessed or been a part of?
Dang.
I know.
That I've witnessed or like in person, like I've seen.
It could be, something that somebody did for you, maybe something that you did for somebody else. Maybe it was just something, an unsung hero out there that you saw do something absolutely amazing and people need to know about it. Just an act of kindness that sticks out in your head.
First of all, shout out Mr. Beast. That man, that boy be doing a lot of good things.
Yeah, 34 million pounds of trash out of the ocean, I think I saw. Like if that's a real thing that happened, I mean, that's phenomenal. But please, I want to hear it.
Yes, I mean, first of all, just in general, I mean, everybody sees it, but shout out Mr. Beast. That dude does so much good stuff for the world. Just in general, like acts of kindness. In general, something that I've seen though, or just like, my mom every day. If that's my biggest one, just my mom. I know what strength is because of my mom, and I'm grateful for that every day. So my mom shows kindness to me and my brother and anybody that, you know what I mean. So my mom, I would say.
That's awesome. And it's great to have that kind of influence in your life.
yeah.
Anshuman, same question.
So, if you could fight if you were as strong as they are, could you fight? Would you fight?
Are you saying like
Like the Hulk,
No, like strong as your favorite athlete.
Lou Ferrigno?
who am I like my dream? God.
All right, so yeah, I think I know what he's saying. So let's put it this way. So you're in peak physical condition. You're in the best condition you've ever been in your life. You're 180 pounds, like you're ready to go.
Okay.
You step into a ring. One, what kind of fight are you having? And who's the other person you're fighting? Is it a Muay Thai? Is it boxing? Are you wrestling?
I'm thinking, well, like my dream fight, not even me being like massive, I would peak prime shape if I'm still like my weight or low. I would love to fight Sean O'Malley, bro. I'd probably get my ass beat. But
Yes!
Oh, wow.
I absolutely like. Obviously, we're talking about me like training for that, me being in that position, right? Me going through shit like that, not just me right now, but yeah, that would be my dream.
Dude, that's a good answer. Sean O'Malley is, I mean, I feel like he would be a blast to fight.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love watching him just pick fighters apart.
So
He throws these little feints that he does, man. They're
He's
so slick.
Yeah, I don't know. He's so like jabby, like
Well,
you
like,
can't really touch him.
Yeah, he baits people into just to get the right footwork and the right timing and the right position, but he does it so fluidly you don't even know what's happening, and then suddenly you're on the back looking up from the canvas.
Yeah.
So, if you were to fight him, what strategy would you use?
He likes to fake a lot. Sometimes when I notice he fakes not too much, like he fakes really good, but I feel like if I was gonna do anything, it would be kind of just like challenging, like calling that fake, like trying to like just call that bullshit. Like I know it's gonna be a fake, so then maybe trying to catch him off his fakes. He likes to throw a lot of straight punches. He likes to set up with the jab. So I feel like if anything, I would just have to catch him off something like that. He's very long. He's very lengthy. I would have to get in like the inside, probably try to take him down or some shit. Other than that, I don't know. He's really well-rounded. Like he's insane. Like he's.
Because if you are going to go professional, this is just me giving you advice. Eventually, you're going to have to fight people who've been more experienced than you are. So the question is, how would you beat them? This is just me as a
leg kicks all day on him. I mean, how many times has he thrown those power kicks and like torn a tendon in his foot or messed something else up?
It's so tough though, because just to say I'm shorter than him, so it's like leg kicks. He's very long. I feel like if I set it up good, like when he fought Peoria, that's a very controversial fight. Like that's his most controversial fight ever. So it's like leg kicks are like, he's long. I feel like he would just catch me off like a counter. But I feel like if I set it up, leg kicks would be a great option. I know I can get my leg up to his head, so I'm firing off head kicks too.
Yeah, see, I think I would try to bait him into southpaw, and then I would probably throw a switch kick into like a low calf kick, or maybe like right into that knee joint to try to like throw him off balance, and then see if I could just jump in on top of him. But man, he's just so talented in so many different ways. It's like you can have the best game plan in the world, and he can still just carve you up because he's better.
He's amazing. I don't see him getting beat here soon.
I want to ask you about kickboxing. Do you have like a favorite kickboxer?
If I was as far as like Muay Thai, I would say probably like Luke, the chef. Like I don't know, I just love watching him fight. He's so smooth. It's like watching somebody play the violin, man. It's like a whole choir just like coming together. I don't know. It's like an art. It really proves that like fighting is an art, and it's like it is.
Okay.
I love watching him with his elbows, man. He's just a technician.
I know I shouldn't be saying this online, but one thing he likes to do is when somebody punches him, he likes to slip, immediately kick the front leg out of that person, and then go for an uppercut. I say this because I attended a lecture where he was teaching. So let's just say I'm stealing some of his stuff and giving it to you.
Oh yeah, yeah. He does he'll do that low kick. He'll go straight into the once he catches you with that low kick enough, bro, he'll fake the low kick, go right here, uppercut, and then back into that roundhouse, bro. And that's the little Dutch combo that I was talking about.
So one thing he also likes to do is slip along the arm, then elbow you right in the head.
Dude, I love watching him work elbows. Well, because he's got great distance management, and once he gets on the inside to start throwing strikes, it's like at some point he is going to stop throwing fists, and you're just going to start eating elbows, and you never know when it's going to happen until it's happening to you.
Yeah.
My elbows are almost clean. It's been that long since I fought.
It's time for you to get back in the gym.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, it's a good thing. You only see the teeth marks. You don't even see all the scuffed up skin and all of that anymore.
Dude, my first time ever I did an elbow day, and I think Josh Brackett came back into town to teach a seminar on it. And like by the end of the seminar, like this whole part of my elbow was just a huge giant bruise. This whole part, it was like 2 weeks. But then after that, I could throw elbows all day long and it would never bruise again. It was awesome. I got all the pain out at once.
So I kid you not about this is one crazy tip I saw on YouTube. So this YouTube channel called Fight Tips. Now he once trained from the guy.
Shane!
Yes, you watch him too.
Dude, I love Fight Tips, dude. He's one of the reasons I made Punchbox.
Oh right.
We'll talk about that another time.
So here's one of the things he told. He's actually got this from the striking coach for Cowboy Sorority. So one thing a way to strengthen your roundhouse kick is basically I don't know if I should demonstrate online, but basically you look like you're doing a hook and use that to kick because you're turning your upper body first, then you switch, kind of calling it turning the wheel. Just wait a sec. I can't believe I'm doing this online.
Yeah, please do.
Well, you're the martial arts instructor in the group, so you should do it. Yeah!
Dang, you're the snap on that? Did you break something? Are you okay?
Did you hear the pop? It's getting old.
So, because when you said,
was that your hip or what? You all right?
No, I'm fine. That was my leg. So that was me snapping. So what you do is you remember it's kind of like the same principle of how you punch. Your strength goes from your legs and into your upper body. So here with this technique, you're using it to move your upper body first, so that your lower body forward, kind of like a baseball, if you imagine your body's a baseball bat.
Oh yeah, and it works real good with the just the straight setup too, because when you throw a straight, a lot of times people like to parry it and move it to the side, and that leaves their face open. So like when you fake the you know what I mean, you just throw the cross out there, and then as soon as they parry it, you throw that roundhouse kick and wrap it right around the head, and that's a knockout every time. So that's another good setup too. I love kickboxing, man. I love Muay Thai so much.
The feeling's mutual.
Oh yeah, that's like this bag behind me. Like I made that because I was going to the gym, and every time I was kicking the bag, I would find there's those little sandbags in it and those hard spots. I kept finding the hard spot, and then it would hurt my leg, and then I couldn't kick the bag for like a week. And so I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna make my own. So I went out and bought like a full hide of Italian leather, and I made a 6-foot banana bag, and then I made this one after it's a UFC bag. It's like a 94 inch by I think 60 inches, something like that. Oh. And dude, I can like kick them all day long and like never have any issues. Like I totally reworked the inside and redesigned it so like you can't get hurt using it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna bring it out to the gym so you guys can try it out sometime. It's a blast. I gotta find my 6-foot banana bag though. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere out in the world.
So here's a question for you, Dylan. Who is the dirtiest fighter you've run across in your training?
At our gym, there's not really we don't do dirty at our gym. There's nobody at our gym that's ever been dirty. There's maybe been times where there's definitely been times where maybe me and someone have had a like we don't agree on something that just happened, and you know what I mean. Maybe we're mad about each other. Maybe we slug it out, but that's never like. We're men, so at the end of the day, we both realize, okay, we're men. We're both trying to stand our ground, so we don't really take it personal.
Right.
Next day, I'll walk in. I'll be like, "What's up?" Get right back to training. It's nothing serious at all.
Back to work real quick, right?
Yeah.
What's the best skill set you've learned since you started boxing? All right, let me reframe that. What's your favorite move that you've learned that you're like? What's the one that you're like addicted to? Like when you go to a heavy bag, you're like, let's go.
Okay. I love setting up. And if bro's watching this, that's cool too. But I like setting up my jab. I really love popping my jab off, and then when they don't, dude, I'll stand up real quick. I like pop my jab off, and then when they start reading my jab, I'll kind of just throw it out there till about here, and then turn it. So it's like boom, boom.
So another.
You kind of just boom, and you kind of boom, just kind of, you know what I mean? So
yeah, just making angles. That's clever. Well, and then it also disguises your movement as it's coming in. To be honest, even if they know it's coming, and it's like, how are they gonna know?
What? Wait a minute. Wait, you're not from Peoria, right?
I think he's frozen.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
He's back.
I'm from Peoria. Yeah.
You're from Peoria?
Yeah.
Good deal. Where do you get your greasy food from, man?
What you mean?
Where do you get your greasy food? Like for me, if I'm going to eat some greasy food, I'm going to Amir's up on Fry in Wisconsin.
Okay, go to Chef. Okay, so I'm Lebanese, so that I'm mostly Lebanese. So a lot of the shit that is Lebanese food. One of my boys was supposed to box. It makes me sad that he's not boxing on this card. Me and him would always be there a lot after practice. Get some Chef Musa. It's off the university, but I don't know if that's true.
University in Glen, yeah, they're closed until August 5th for family vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that place is fire.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Chef Musa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, let me pull you on real quick, okay?
Uh-oh.
Have y'all ever heard Doghouse?
No.
You need to look that up, bro. It's in Peoria, bro. You need to go there. They have anything in the world that you could want, bro. And their burgers and their hot dogs, bro, they come on Hawaiian buns.
Wait, what's
it called again?
Doghouse. But hold up, let me see if I can.
It's new. Yeah.
Oh, is it like the Dog House, but Haus?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing a thing for that.
Go eat there, bro. It's amazing.
Oh.
They're open till 2 a.m. every night. So.
Speaking of greasy food, okay, I can't. I'm as a vegetarian, I can't eat there, but I think there's a Nashville hot chicken place opening up in Peoria.
Yeah, there's a new chicken spot just opened up. Yeah.
Man, all I want is some like actual smoked wings, some like real smoked wings that have been smoked for 18 hours, and then maybe flash fried if you have to for like 10 minutes.
You're gonna have to do that yourself, man.
Dude, there's a guy in Indiana who does it, and it's the best wings I have ever had, and I've been trying to hit that bar ever since I had them, and I feel foolish for not eating more of them while I was there.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so
actually, I could probably get his phone number. I think I can still. Never mind. Another conversation.
Yeah, find him and see if he can freeze dry him and send them to us. Dylan, here's a question for you. What is your high school? What high school do you go to?
I go to Metamora.
You go to Metamora. Okay. So you moved out of Peoria to Metamora then?
It's like East Peoria, but yeah, I still go to Metamora.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. So what is it like being in the gym in school versus, being in the gym doing what you want to do? What's that like?
It's more to deal with, but it's what I feel like I have to do. It's not about being comfortable, it's about being focused.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So you like the pressure of being in the gym and having the coach in your ear and all of that.
Love it.
All the buzzers going off.
I love being told that I am wrong. You don't hear that from a lot of people.
You're wrong.
I love hearing that I'm wrong because it means I got something to work on.
That's understandable.
If it comes from a credible source, obviously, I'm not just gonna listen to anybody that,
So
you're more pencil than paper.
I'm not really aware of that analogy, but yeah, sure.
So
We don't use pencils and papers anymore. We got tablets now. What are you talking
Come
about,
on,
Sid?
bro. I got an Apple Pencil.
so
Oh wow.
So-
I've got a bag full of those right now. I need to sell them.
so So Dylan, to explain who we are and why we're interviewing fighters. So we are the Peoria Martial Arts Forum. So one of our goals is eventually to turn Peoria into a hub for combat sports because we have, as you might know, we have so many talented martial artists and combat sports practitioners here, like Core Fitness, Pure Athletic Club, Pure Muay Thai, KOK Boxing, Combat Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Yet nobody ever talks about our martial arts scene. So here's a question. How do you feel like Peoria can help support our combat sports scene?
I think it would be great for Peoria to do something big and get into boxing and get into martial arts because genuinely, if Peoria was as big as Chicago, it would be one of the worst crime rates on earth. If we can put guns down and pick the gloves up or just do something that's... Because I've always looked at like war like this. If two sides, if y'all both had people dying, then nobody's winning. Nobody's winning. No matter what side you're on, if you're having people that are dying and you're killing people, like nobody wins. Who wins at the end of the day? Nobody. So I think that would be great. When what y'all are doing would be amazing.
Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce. I like that. Cool beans, man.
Taken from my era. I hear that.
He's getting younger. Awesome. Okay. Who else on the card do you know? Would you recommend people to really be watching out for their fight? Who else?
No, what fight are you going to be watching?
Var, I'm watching Var's fight. That's gonna be insane. Everybody needs to watch that fight. It's insane even watching him sparring with him.
I'm sad that he wasn't able to be on the podcast tonight. I was so excited to learn more about it.
They lost connection, unfortunately.
Yeah, I had a feeling that's what was going on. Yeah, tell me about Var. I know he's 20-8 right now, amateur record.
Yeah, and his little brother is the real deal too. He will pop you in your face. I promise you. There is 40-year-olds out there that I promise you Tay could beat. He could beat you up. I promise you. These kids aren't jokes. They are damn near robots, and they're very, very, very good.
That's why I was trying to gear him up because I wanted to see him do some mitt work.
Yeah, no, that would have been
sounds
crazy.
Like, especially with Dad, man. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Knowing
He's
their
been
dad's
working with
awesome.
them for like a decade on mitt work. Dude, that is like watching an artist go to like build a masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, indeed. I agree with that one.
It's kind of like Jedi Master, Jedi Apprentice. Well, that was a wrong analogy to use.
Hey,
maybe.
what are the odds I could take a pee real quick, man?
Well,
We'll keep it rolling. We can keep talking for a minute if you got to run off.
Sure.
I got plenty of stuff that I can plug in here.
Sure.
yeah,
Go.
Phil. So, why don't you tell people who you are and what you do, man?
Well, I am Philly P. I love to do podcasts with combat sports practitioners and coaches and owners, and I mean anyone who has anything to do with combat sports. I love talking to them, and I just want to talk to as many people as I possibly can right now to learn as much as I can about individuals at the ground level, so that we can help support a vibrant and healthy combat sports ecosystem in Peoria, and then be the ones to help push it far and wide. What if it plays in Peoria, then rinse, wash, and repeat, right?
All the time, all the time. Most definitely, most definitely. So this podcast comes out of the Peoria Martial Arts Forum project.
which is
Achu, can you talk about what the PMAF is about?
so it all started last year when in regards to the fight at Gloves Up, Guns Down, and fight at Friendship House. So got me thinking. We have so many amazing combat sports practitioners here. They're some of them are world-renowned athletes. Yet there are no bouts here, no tournaments, and no media attention or news attention to this scene. And we're in the smack dab of Chicago, Indiana, Iowa, and St. Louis, which are pretty big fight hubs. So it made me think why we're at the nexus of all of this. So why don't we have more tournaments and bouts here? So I wanted to change that. So by giving more attention to our local fighters, trying to support more matches and bouts, connect the community together, and give something Peoria to be proud of.
Awesome. So how successful do you think you guys have been so far?
It's basically we're getting there. It's a catalyst. I see these talks as a catalyst to creating a better Peoria. And it's because because let me get my thoughts again. Oh yeah. Our city has immense potential that's often neglected, but this can actually showcase what it needs. But I do believe that the city of Peoria and its citizens should give more heed and more attention and support to our local combat sports practitioner, especially those who train themselves to their utmost limits to make them a name for themselves. Like some of them are still trying to struggle to get promoters, to get attention. Not only that, getting out of state to go to bouts is a luxury because not everyone has a car or adequate transportation. Because
Right.
money,
Heck, UFC fighters have $50 in their account when they're going into a fight.
not only that, they don't even get insurance, especially health insurance. Because if you get a CTE or you get your brain damaged beyond repair, that's what's there for you.
A lot of people, or at least the serious ones, live in the gym. You don't when you're full time fighting. When you go pro, bro, you have to make a choice because it's not anything to play with. It's serious. Like a lot of people you can't go work a normal job. You don't have steady income flowing in. You depend on your sponsors, your fights. It's tough, and that's all for the risk of maybe CTE, maybe never making it. You really
I got a
have
question
to
for you.
like it. Yeah.
So, we see fighters now, like a Ryan Garcia, really came up. I actually was introduced to him on Fight Tips with Shane. That was where I saw him first. Yeah. And then, after that, I saw how prolific he was through, managing his social media. But what do you think it was about, a kid like that was just suddenly, because there's tons of, undefeated boxers, but man, he's been sitting on top of the world for so long. With millions of eyes on him and that really want to know and understand what it is that he's doing. What do you think it is that he's got that maybe a lot of fighters don't have?
I think it's the same thing. It's just like everybody has people that like them. Everybody has people that hate them when you're at that level. So it's like a lot of people want to see him lose. A lot of people, so they're going to tune in no matter what. When you see somebody that's very confident in their abilities and they really think they're going to win their fight and they're talking all this and talking all that and promoting the fight, a lot of people want to see them lose, but a lot of people want to see them win at the same time. So I think that's what gets people riled up about Ryan, is that he really does know how to talk on the mic over a lot of other people. A lot of people don't have that ability to hype up a fight, and he does.
Speaking about people that I'd love to see lose but know how to hype up a fight, Jake and Logan Paul.
That's who I was going to use.
Exactly. That's his whole shtick. That's the whole thing. He makes it so you love to hate him. That's just who he is as an individual. And man, I said this last time, I'll crap on him all day long, but at the end of the day, he's one of the few people out there that are making sure that fighters are getting paid. They're
Yeah.
getting these 7-figure
Yeah.
paychecks.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, but it's embarrassing. These guys have to leave the UFC in order to do it. Like, I would love to see Francis Ngannou still in MMA, man. It hurts my soul that he had to leave to go chase some money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask everyone here a question. Who would you want to see beat the shit out of Jake Paul?
Himself.
I mean, now I've been thinking more and more about the Anthony Holloway and Jake Paul fight. I really want to see Anthony Holloway just obliterate him. Now that I know what I know about it, like I think he's the one who could do it.
Let me say something. You guys might not like this, but I grew up I grew up as a Jake Pauler and a Maverick, okay? So this is what I'll say about that. I agree with a lot of this stuff you guys are saying 1000%. But what I will say is that what the fuck was I going to say? Oh yeah.
I do it all the time.
Jake is okay, could you name like Tank Davis or like Ryan Garcia's first 10 fights?
No.
No. I mean, I saw him when he was
Could you-
already 19-0.
Could you name Jake Paul's first 10 fights probably?
No.
You could name a lot of them though.
I mean, I could name a couple. Like, I know Tyrone Woodley, because like, but again, he created those levels of controversy around with how he did his contract, and I mean, I think Tyrone Woodley took a dive.
For sure, their first, both of their fights were pretty good, but Jake's only 5 years into this boxing thing. You've never seen anybody with 5 years of experience doing things like him. Like, he is beating legends, and they may be a little bit older, which is like, there's always like the pros and cons. Like, there's so many things you can hate on him about, but there's a few things you have to give him like his flowers. Like,
I understand.
He's stacking the books in his favor. He's stacking it in his favor all day
Mike Tyson
long.
shit is bullshit. That is BS. He shouldn't be fighting Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is 60 years old, brothers. I don't care who you are. 60 years old is doing something to you, and
That was the one I was most excited for. Like, I thought that was the best shot that I had of seeing a Jake Paul getting laid out on the canvas, other than like a Tyson Fury. But like,
The thing
why
is,
would Tyson Fury take that? His little brother already cleaned him up.
Right.
I know
also,
about that fight too, the Love Island guy.
so here's the thing. But the problem with the Tyson fight is that Tyson, unfortunately, he can't go back to the old vicious self that used to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. The old vicious him would have easily clocked Jake Paul, like the guy who basically punched with overwhelming force. Beat Jake Paul easily, but he's not that person anymore.
Jake called out, Alex Pereira and him were talking, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen ever.
That would be another interesting one.
Pereira,
he's just got a great background in kickboxing. It's
I can
still,
see Jake-
you know,
I can
it's
see
a
Jake
different
winning that.
game. Yeah,
You
exactly.
never
It's a
know,
different
yeah.
game. When you drop it down to just your hands, like it's just different. It's so different. And unless you've been like spending a couple years like really living in that realm, like with the footwork, like the hand, like doing that management. Like, I think, like, even look at like Michael Jordan, like when he moved over to baseball, he had to rebuild his body in order to go to baseball. He's the hardest working man on the planet, and he still, he struggled to find success there.
Yeah, and going from MMA, especially trying to develop just a boxing stand, but it's crazy because Alex Pereira has an amazing shoulder roll, bro. He does really good at just rolling that shoulder and coming right back over the top with that hook. I see it going either way, to be honest.
He's also got some of the physical attributes that I'd like to see. You know, he's a little bit taller than some of these other guys. He's got a good reach on him. You know, he's comfortable with the bigger gloves in his hands, where like a lot of these guys in MMA are only using these 4 or 6 ounce gloves.
I like having my
he's been doing those 12, 14 ounce ones typically in kickboxing. And I think even 16 ounce once you get up into the heavyweight stuff. But like that all changes, everything about your game.
Yeah.
You would think. Yeah. Well, who would you like to see? Who's the next up and comer right now in your eyes?
Hmm.
That one's for Dylan.
Are you saying like for Jake Paul or just in general, like
I
up
don't
and
know,
coming?
just in general around the world. Like there's a lot of interesting people in Peoria, and I mean, really
Me.
all across the globe. Like, what do you see happening?
Me.
Me, yeah. Rico Suave, everyone.
Nah, but
Rico.
yeah. I mean,
So
I think I do, and I'm not joking. I think I could do it if I really put my mind to it.
so if you were to go professional, what would you keep Rico Suave as your stage name, or
Oh,
what would you
that's
call
funny.
it?
I didn't even mean to do that, but I make music, so that's like my artist
Oh, me
name.
too. What
Yeah.
do you play, or like what do you do?
What you mean?
I mean, do you play like an instrument? Do you like do stuff
No,
like
no,
DJ
no.
stuff? Like what do you do? A
I
mashup?
Yeah, I just vocals. Like I'll find a beat, I'll buy a beat, and make a song, make some music. Yeah, you guys want to go check out my music? It's Rico Suave on all platforms, man. Go check that out, bro.
I'm literally going right now. Rico Suave.
Yeah, I just lost a phone.
I don't think this is you, man.
Look up. You can look up. Here. hold
What's
up.
one of the song titles?
Here, that's what I'm singing. So, what kind of music do y'all want? Y'all want some like? I make a lot of different music. I make like love music, like some tough shit. Like, hold up.
Dude, me too. Like I'm all over the place. Like I do
So
a lot of
what
like freeform slap, grunge, rock. Like
What
punk,
platform are you on?
It's anything. It's on everything. You just gotta. There's a lot of things called Rico Suave, so you just gotta look the
Oh,
specific.
that's complicates things.
Nah, it's not that. I got you. Hold up. You can look up "Bad Day" by Rico Suave.
Bad Day. Rico Suave.
All right, man. I'm gonna write something for you, and the next time we have you on after you fight, you're gonna have to. Do you do like free flow stuff, or do you want me to send it to you ahead of time and let you work on it?
Yeah, it don't matter.
Because I think that would be fun. If we'll have Anshuman just plug it in on the cast. We'll have you just come on, just do some free flow rap. Like that'd be a blast.
Controversial question. Is this you?
Is that you?
Wow.
We don't do it like that anymore, Anshuman.
Dude, that's a unique voice, man. That's some unique tone you got put in there. How do you do that?
Thank you.
You sound like a completely different person.
It's just more like it depends on the beat for one. It depends on like I mean it's just like when I'm getting into it, like I can't just like talk like how I'm talking. Like I get into it, like it's just like I don't know. I gotta get in that mode for it.
I know what you mean, bro. Like I really feel you there.
We're gonna have to bring you into the studio for a session, bro.
Let's do it.
You know your way around Peoria?
Hell yeah.
We are at 203 Persimmon. We're right across the street from Venue Chiska on the Persimmon side, and on the Washington Street side, we're across from Cast Technologies.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Google it, Supreme Audio Recording.
Supreme.
Oh yeah.
So Dylan, we're coming down to the end of the show here. What do you want people in Peoria to know about you before your fight?
Be prepared for a show. I am doing this for myself 1000%, but I want everybody to see me out there. And there's one thing that I could say. It'd be like, don't let anybody tell you what you can and can't do, and be yourself. Don't let other people tell you what you should be doing. Be yourself, and you can do whatever you put your mind to. That's what I would like to say.
What advice do you have for any new boxers that may be trying to get into the ring for the first time, just like you?
Not literally. I'm not literally saying this, but forget everything. Drop your ego. The best way to learn is to be wrong. And it's okay to be wrong. Like, if you weren't wrong, you wouldn't learn anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, drop your ego, drop all that, and just be open to any type of criticism that anybody can give you. And that is the easiest way to develop, and just reminding yourself that Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Tank David, all these people, they didn't start off and they weren't the best out of the womb. They were terrible at one point, and it takes practice. Like, it's not just going to happen. Anybody in any sport will tell you that. Nobody just starts and is instantly the best in the world. So that's what that would be.
That's great advice, Dylan. That phenomenal. Very well said.
Thank you, bro.
Well, hey, I look forward to seeing you. Said, you're going to be Matt, about number 4? You said, or not number 9? So you're number 9, July 26th. Doors open at 6:30. Bout start at 7:30. It's going to be $20 tonight. You can buy at the link or go to the PeoriaCivicCenter.com. Or you can buy when you get there. It's going to be $22 at the door, if I recall. And then I think they might still have some VIP seats, but they're probably not going to last long because I'm going to buy one when I get there tomorrow. But last thing, I just have one little shout out for myself. Happy birthday to Thomas Blackerby. He had his birthday yesterday. We're all thinking about you and your family. So that's all we have for today. Hey, Dylan, you did a wonderful job. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. If there's anything that we can do for you in the future, and I'd love to have you back on after you go through your first match, so we can do a little bit more documenting for this part of your life.
Cool, man. I would love that. Y'all got my number, and I hope y'all continue to do this and make Peoria a really good place, because it is an amazing spot. It's just kind of, But yeah, you guys are doing an amazing job, and you guys are awesome to talk to, and you guys are good at this. So keep doing this.
Thanks, Dylan. I appreciate that, man. You keep it up too. You got a lot going for you. I can't wait to see you fight tomorrow, man.
Thank you, man. Yep, I'll catch y'all.
Thank you.
All right.